guys, today we're going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me. I'm going to be using some brand new products. I've got a new palette from the Balm, the new LA Colors matte foundation. Finally got my hands on that, and this is my first video that I'm filming since getting back from vacation. So if you didn't know, if you missed my vlogs or don't follow me on social media, I was actually out of town for like 20 days, I think it was, in December, but I just pre-filmed a ton, so it was basically like I was never gone. But to me, it's super weird to be back. So thank you so much for all your support in December. I really appreciate it, and I figured a nice way to get back into it would just be to kind of hang out and do my makeup. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start off by priming my skin. Today I'm using this one from Hard Candy. It's not brand new to their line, but they do have a lot of primers, and I think this is on the newer side anyways. This is their Sheer Envy Long Wear Primer. It says it has 12-hour wear power, and it says it's like a magnetic force for your skin, so let us see. I haven't tried a lot of their primers, but Hard Candy does make really nice stuff. And this has a nice thick consistency. Probably should pat it into the skin more so than rub it. I find primers sometimes can pill up just because of the ingredients in there. I've given the primer a little bit of time to set. It was looking really greasy on my skin, but now that it's set, it feels so smooth, really good, and definitely has more of like a demi-matte finish on my skin today. I'm going to be using the LA Colors Truly Matte Foundation. This was so highly requested. I'm using the shade Cafe today. This is a first impression that we're going to be getting on this foundation today, and I ordered this from Kate House. So the LA Colors website shipping was $25 to Canada. This is a $6 foundation. So I was like, So my friend Aisha and I, who has a YouTube channel as well, we placed an order on Kate House when we came across it there. And I think the shipping minimum was $50 maybe for free shipping. I'm not sure, but no customs at the door. So that was exciting because this showed up while I was away. And if there was customs, I'm assuming my building would have called me and whatever else. So that didn't happen, so that's exciting, and I think I got a pretty decent match. But if you would like an oily skin dyers on this, which I assume you will because you already asked, just let me know. And there's 1.35 fluid ounces in this, which is exciting because that's more than the average foundation, and it costs less than the average foundation. So if it's good, this could be a huge win. I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely quite matte on the skin, and as you can see, I have lots of breakouts, which lots of people liked to comment on in December. I'm like, okay, everybody, did everybody become a dermatologist this month? I'm working on it. So yeah, I think it looks quite good. So yeah, as I mentioned, I was away in December. I was going to Nanaimo, which is on Vancouver Island, for Christmas. I have some family there instead of going to Newfoundland, and when we were booking flights, I think I told this already, but when we were booking flights to California, it was like an extra 300 bucks. Yeah, I said this. So that is why we went to California, and it was so much fun. The weather was incredible. It was just perfect. And now in Toronto, like, there's like extreme cold warnings. Like, it's crazy. I went outside yesterday, just my cheeks were exposed, and I was literally in pain from how cold it was. It was like, why, you know, that meme, like, why do I live in a place where the air hurts my face? Exactly. That was me yesterday. But yeah, the weather was so good, and I have vlogs up. I know that a lot of people don't watch my vlogs, which is fine. I mean, you come to me for makeup, I get that, but we actually did have a lot of fun, and the people who watched it seemed to really enjoy it. So I would appreciate your support on any of my ventures outside of makeup, even if you do come to me for makeup, and if you watch my vlog and you're like, wow, she's terrible, or watch my meal prep video and you're like, she sucks, then fine. But if you'd like to give me a chance, I would really appreciate it. On a concealer, I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter. I'm so excited when I came across this at Ulta in LA. I feel like this shade might be a little bit light for me though. Yeah, just a smidge. I do like to go quite light under the eyes though, let's be honest. But this does look pretty light. I was trying to match it to Shape Tape while I was in Ulta, and I feel like I might be kind of in between shades for my perfect under eye shade, but that's okay. We'll make this work. And I love Shape Tape, and everybody keeps comparing this, and this is the first dupe to Shape Tape that I actually believe. Like, I've seen so many people say that other concealers are dupes to Shape Tape, and I'm like, you're lying. It's not. No, they're not lying. It's everybody's personal opinion, but in my opinion, I haven't come close to anything with the same coverage and lasting power of Shape Tape. So while I let this kind of sit on my skin, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Shapeshifter palette, and this I've been so curious about. The contour in here does look really deep though. This is the medium dark, which I'm glad to see a dark contour product in a palette, absolutely, but I just don't know if it's going to be good for me. I'm going to go lightly, and this is a, oh lordy, lordy, lordy. This is a Moda by Royal & Langnickel brush. So if you have a darker skin tone, this could be great. Also taking the kind of concealer-y shade and just putting it on my chin. I'm gonna run it down my nose. Doesn't have a ton of coverage. It's kind of good for this kind of thing, kind of brightening. Talked about this before, but I love this Real Techniques contour brush for blending out cream contour. But I hope you guys had a good Christmas. I was talking about this on Twitter a little bit the other day, but I just noticed like all these year in review things going up and over Christmas and stuff, and I just want to say that Christmas can be an incredibly hard time. I have had a hard time with many Christmases and still do. Not for any reason in particular exactly that I want to get into, but Christmas can be crap and the holidays can be crap, and they can bring on a lot of anxiety and just sadness, and it's a really hard time. So I hope that you had a good Christmas. If you didn't have a good Christmas, it's over. You made it. So yeah, I hope you had a great year, and even, you know, if you feel like you didn't accomplish what you wanted to accomplish and you're looking at these year in reviews and being like, oh my god, I didn't get anything done, try again this year. People always show the best parts of their lives, remember that. Going to blend out this concealer. It has set quite a bit, like a lot. Feels like it's set more than my Shape Tape does after I leave it there. And I like to use my fingers under my eyes. I don't know, I just, especially if it's a situation like this where it's pretty much set, this kind of warms it up. So far it looks really good. And it definitely, now that I'm kind of blending it in, it doesn't look as starkly light under my eyes, which is good. I turned my lights down just a smidge. I feel like it was a little bit bright. So sorry about that. Just getting back in the game here. Using the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder under my eyes. Finally getting into this. Years late, but I have been really enjoying it. And then to set the rest of my face, I'm using this from Clarins. It is their Everlasting Compact Long Wearing Foundation. So this is actually my first time trying it, but I would also like to try this as a powder foundation. I'm curious because I am a big fan of powder foundations, mostly MAC Studio Fix, so I'm always on the hunt for something else really good. So far it feels good. It definitely is scented though. If you know what Clarins foundations smell like, it smells like a Clarins foundation. I just realized that this Urban Decay palette has a yellow powder in here that I should have used, and totally forgot to use that to set my under eyes, but I am going to use the contour shade in here to contour. It looks like it's going to be really good. I didn't use the bronzer shade because it looks really, really deep. But let's try the contour shade. It just has that, seems to have that perfect amount of coolness, but also depth, which is hard to find. I get that from my Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder, which is like the perfect shade, and this looks really similar. I think it looks good. Gotta be blended, I know. Just blending everything together with my bronzer brush. I always get questions about this brush and I got it from my friend Shell in a makeup swap, and I haven't been able to find it on the Sephora website. It's the Sephora angled brush. It's my favorite bronzer brush, and it doesn't exist anymore, I don't think, but it's just kind of a more densely packed brush, which is good for bronzers that are kind of that gelée style. But I like that contour powder a lot. For blush, I'm going to be using the Milani blush in the shade Coral Cove, and this is so bright. This could be big time disaster, but I'm just going to go really, really lightly. Blushes always surprise me. The ones that look super neutral and like nothing can look so good on your skin, and then the ones that look crazy bright, like a NARS Exhibit A, that bright red, can really bring a nice flush to the cheeks if you tread lightly. So I think we're doing okay with this one. I was a little worried. Ever so lightly, because I'm really not sure what I'm going to do on my eyes yet. Okay, that looks really pretty. I also just wanted to mention that I'm so excited for this year because it's my first year as a full-time YouTuber, and I just have absolutely no idea what this year has in store for me. So it's like really exciting, but at the same time really scary because I have no idea what's happening. Every time I open my email, it could be you know, do you want to have this great, amazing brand deal with your favorite brand? Or my email could just be like completely empty. And nothing's happening. So it's just like, who knows? We'll see. But I have been vlogging all this week from home here in Toronto, and I'm really excited for that. That is going to be my new venture of the year, is vlogging. So if you guys like it, so we'll see how that goes, but not like a weekly vlog every week, but just every so often I will have a weekly vlog go up. But you won't lose any makeup videos either. I don't know why I'm still putting this blush on. I'm just literally blending it into my cheeks so I can talk to you. Let's move on to the eyes. For my eyeshadow primer today, I'm going to be testing this out. It is the Revlon Color Stay eyeshadow primer, which sounds promising to me. Let me know if you'd like a video on my favorite eyeshadow primers. I've toyed with it, but it also just seems like it would be super boring because I'd just kind of be saying the same thing over. The only thing that would change would be like the name of the product, maybe if it's transparent or not, and what the price point is. Maybe it's better for a blog post or something. But I know like finding a good eyeshadow primer when you have oily eyelids is really important, but I just feel like the video itself would be super lame. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. The eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using today is new from the Balm. This is the Meet Matte Shmaker, which I think that's hilarious. It's got a really nice combination of mattes and shimmers here. I have no idea where I'm going to go with this. We will see. But when they sent me this, they sent me two, so stay tuned for an Instagram giveaway coming next month. I'm going to be giving one of these guys away. So first I'm going to take a little bit of matte Stew Pack and then probably a little bit of matte Shahavaron. And they didn't like accidentally send me two, they sent me two with the purpose of me giving it away. So just in case you're wondering. But I do love the Balm eyeshadows. They're not too pigmented, slightly powdery. I know some eyeshadows now, like the pigmentation is just like, because everyone is like pigmentation, pigmentation. They're just out of control almost. Sometimes it can be too much, which makes it harder to work with. So I find the Balm is just a really nice formula. It's not intimidating, it's easy to work with. Oh, I also wanted to say thank you from my boyfriend for everybody telling me that he's funny. He loves that. He thought that was great. I was a little bit nervous because a lot of you met him in like My Boyfriend Does My Makeup, and he has been in videos before, but it was when I probably had about 4 or 5, maybe under 10,000 subscribers, so there's like 30,000 of you more now. Not that 30,000, I mean there was 1,000 people who watched my vlog, but I was a little nervous introducing him. I don't know, it was just like bringing you into a new part of my life, but so many of you commented and said he was funny, so I thought that was good. He is funny for the most part. I showed his best jokes. You're not there for all the trial jokes that I have to go through. Moving into a slightly denser but still fluffy brush with the matte Shahavaron or whatever it is, butchering that, which is a little bit of a kind of dusty burgundy. So far these are blending like an absolute dream. Really, really like this. If you're looking for the Balm in Canada, I'm not sure about the availability of this palette exactly, but they do have it at Rexall. I'm pretty sure it's at London Drugs too, and then they also have it at nailpolishcanada.com. They also have it on the Balm website, but their shipping is a little bit steep for Canada. A little bit of this on the lower lash line. On the lid, I'm going to go in with Lisa Campbell. I think that's like the best name for an eyeshadow ever. Lisa Campbell. Oh my god. It's so like, it's just such a name, like it's just such a good, like solid human, nothing like elaborate about it name, but I think that that's what makes it so funny. It's really pretty. Not like insanely metallic. I did wet my brush a little bit, but just a really nice sheen. I'm trying to use more brushes for lid colors because I always just like go in with my finger, and like I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not at all. When I hear people say like, it took me 15 minutes to blend this, I'm like, what? Like, oh, that's why my eyeshadow doesn't look like that, because I don't do that. So even though it's a shimmery shade, I am gonna just put a smidgen on the lower lash line just to kind of tie it together. I don't often do purple on my eyes. For brows, I'm using the NYX 3-in-1 brow pencil, and this seems kind of genius to me if it ends up working out. It has like a kind of a pencil on it here. It's thicker than the micro brow, so it depends on your brow size. Then it has a brow powder, and then the most genius of all, a brow gel. So if this ends up working, it could be great for travel, great if you want to have a minimal amount of products. The only thing is that it doesn't have, which I'm realizing now, is just a plain spoolie. which I always like to spoolie my brows first. Definitely softer than the micro brow, which is, the micro brow is fabulous. But it's nice, but you kind of have to tread lightly. I think if you have really thin brows and you're used to using like a brow wiz or even a micro brow, this may not be your cup of tea, but so far I do like it. I just love that it has the brow gel attached. Got some fallout there, so I tapped it, which is kind of inconvenient because now I probably have this powder all over my floor. But let me just kind of smush it into my brow here. For that powder, I think I would have rather seen a either a brow highlighter, like a kind of a concealer-y shade, or just a plain spoolie. Gel seems nice. I love their Control Freak brow gel. I traveled with that. Back to the face, I'm going to be using another product from the Balm. This is the Bonnie Luminizer highlighter, and this is their newest highlighter to the Luminizer line. Mary was one of my first highlighters ever, and this was definitely what I think they were missing from the line, was something that was just more of like a classic gold. And I have used this several times before, but never in a video, and I had someone request I used it in a video, so here we are today. At least I don't think I have, but I definitely really like it. Their highlighters are amazing. They're actually coming out with liquid highlighters, I saw, which is exciting. And these highlighters have been out for a long time. Like, the Balm was ahead of the game when it came to highlighters for sure. But they were just missing this shade. So I'm really, really glad they came out with it. They're like, have a really wet look to the skin, but they're not chunky. They blend nicely. They are quite soft, at least the older ones. I know that my Cindy Luminizer has broken many times, but this one doesn't feel as soft. But they're not powdery. I don't know, it's weird. It might just be that Cindy one. Then for lips, I'm going to be using some of the MAC Patrick Star collection. I have a gloss and a lip pencil along with Maybelline Gigi Hadid. The pencil is in Mahogany, which I feel like is such a popular shade. It has more of a red in it than a brown. I haven't used like a traditional sharpenable lip pencil in I don't know how long. Oh, that's a lie. I love the Bite Beauty ones. Okay, so far this is not going with my look at all, but that's okay. Let me blend it in. And as everybody has said 100 times over, it's incredible that Patrick Star went from working at MAC to collaborating with MAC. It's just the coolest thing ever. And then the Gigi Hadid lipstick I'm using in the shade Macaul. This is really light. Oh, really light. This whole thing is just gonna fall apart here at the end. I'm hoping the lip gloss will tie this all together, so we'll see. But I think if you pick up anything from Gigi Hadid's collection, these lipsticks are gorgeous. Really nice shades, really nice packaging. Or the little eyeshadow palettes are quite nice too. Hopefully this lip gloss will do me right. It is the Mama Star lip gloss, and this is beautiful. MAC lip gloss in Lust was my favorite for years, and this kind of reminds me of that. I think it did it. You did it, Mama Star. And then to come full circle, I'll be using the Hard Candy Long Wear Sheer Envy Setting Spray. I have this and the matte one. I know a lot of you said you really liked the matte one when I used to use it in a previous video, so I haven't had much time to play with them yet, so I will report back. But it has a nice spray. So here is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed getting ready with me. Thank you so much again for all your support in 2017. And just a heads up, I do have some pre-filmed videos that will be going up over the next week or so that I filmed in December that just never made it up. So if you're wondering why my hair and everything's changing, or I'm mentioning the new year and it seems out of place, that's what's going on. But if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!